Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first webinar for 2026. I'm glad to have you all here. We can see more than 130 live participants. We had a huge interest to this webinar, a high registration numbers, so I'm glad to have you all here. So today's session is very interesting and is dedicated for professionals. And once again, we gathered our powers together with Homey to demonstrate to you how you can manage your customers from distance. This webinar is absolutely amazing and helpful for every single professional that we have here in this room, I would say. Let's go forward. I'm gonna share with you very quickly the presenters. So the very first I will start with the introduction of the webinar and with the agenda introduction, and I will walk you through the installer portal of Shelly and the professional customer management tool that we have, since I'm the product owner for this platform. Then also from Homey's side, we do have Abe, who is the Homey Partnership Manager, and you might know him from the Homey podcasts that are really interesting. Okay, the agenda for this session is introduction. We will start with a very short introduction. Then we will present to you the use case that we have prepared for you for this webinar. Then we will demonstrate to you how you can use this use case in a professional environment and manage your customers from distance, exactly as I mentioned. Then we will see the same from the Homey side. The Shelly ecosystem is absolutely amazing for installers that are using only Shelly devices in their installations, but when it comes to installers that are using multiple brands and multiple devices in their installations, it's absolutely amazing to use devices Homey, so you can manage efficiently the entire ecosystem that you have there with your customers. At the end, we will see an amazing video that was recorded from one of our great experts here in Shelly, Dennis Dalgard. He will walk you through a use case that he has installed in his own house, which is looking forward to see the video together with you. And at the end, we will of course open the Q&A, where we will answer all your open questions. And now I would like to actually invite you to use the chat in this meeting to ask all your open questions. You can use the chat throughout the entire presentation. So I'm going to hand over the presentation now for a bit to Abe, who will introduce to you Homey, and then I will show you the use case in a bit. Okay, let's go forward. Abe, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. For everyone, so again, I'm Abe, responsible as head of partnerships within Homey, and I'm going to give you a quick introduction about Homey for the people who don't know it yet. So if we go to the next slide, you'll see a quick intro about the essentially what Homey is. Homey is a smart home platform for the people that didn't know it yet, and we make both software and hardware. So we make an operating system that lets you connect more than 1,000 smart home brands, in total more than 50,000 smart devices, including the wonderful Shelly devices, of course. But what our platform allows you to do as a professional is, within a user's home, is connect all the devices they have in their home. So this includes all their Shelly devices, but the Homey platform allows you as a professional to combine the Shelly brands with products from, for example, Philips Hue. That could be a robo vacuum from iRobot. It could be a Ring doorbell that the customer has next to its door. So that's essentially what we do on the Homey platform. And to give you a quick look on what that looks like, in the next slide, we see our user interface. So what we do within our mobile app, so we offer both a mobile app as well as a web app, which you can use on your computer. And we offer beautiful and universal controls for all the devices. So once your devices are added within the Homey app, they will show up within the device overview with some easy to recognize icons. And after opening the devices, you will get universal controls for all thermostats, lights, media players, window coverings, robo vacuums, could be anything. So that's what you'll find in the mobile app. And if we go to the next slides, so what do we offer in terms of products? So as I say, we make the operating system, but of course you also need some hardware where that operating system can run. So you'll see that with our Homey Pro hubs, we offer a few. So that's the Homey Pro Mini, which you see to the left, and we offer the Homey Pro 2026. They both run our Homey Pro OS. And looking at our flagship model, the Homey Pro 2026, you'll find a quad-core processor with 4 gigs of RAM, and included are all the wireless technologies that you'll find in a customer's home. So we'll have Wi-Fi built in together with Matter over Wi-Fi and Matter over Thread, but we also offer Bluetooth and BLE 5.0, Z-Wave 700 series, 4.3 megahertz, infrared, and Zigbee 3.0. So that's everything we offer in our Homey Pro 2026. Then we'll also have its little brother, the Homey Pro Mini, which comes in with the same processor, but only 1 gig of RAM. So it's mostly meant for some smaller households or smaller smart homes. And the Homey Pro Mini comes included with Ethernet, so an Ethernet jack on the back with support for Matter, Thread, and Zigbee. And that was it as a quick introduction to the Homey platform.
Perfect. Absolutely amazing. So let's dive into the next portion of the webinar where we will demonstrate to you what we have prepared here as a demo, and then we are diving into the professional platforms. Okay, so the use case that we have here, as you can see, I have a huge setup, and everyone, imagine that this is a small hotel room. And I have here lightning, I have shutter, I have even a popcorn machine. Last time in our webinar, we had an imaginative, but this time we have a real popcorn machine. We have a fan here for the hotel room. We have a small, a light system for the bathroom, but it's not really visible here on the desk because my desk is already pretty full with different devices, as you can see. But something very interesting for the professionals in this webinar is the board that I have here. Actually, these are the main devices that we have used in our installation here. We have 2 Shelly Pro 4PMs that are connected to the main lamps, and the main lamps. It's connected to the fan as well. It's connected to the bathroom lamps as well. We do then have the Shelly Pro Dual, who is connected to the shutter and it's controlling the shutter. We do have the dimmer, who is working and helping us to dim the small lamp that I have right next to the popcorn. And then we do have the Shelly Pro RGB WPM2 that is controlling the small LED that I have here. Why am I showing this use case? Because now we will connect this use case to our professional system and remote management systems. I'm going forward with the presentation. So remember the use case that we have. We also just forgot to add that we do have a small automation that is called Cozy Time in this setup here as well. So remember this use case. Now I'm going to the next portion of the webinar so I can show you how this setup it works in the Shelly ecosystem and in the Shelly installer portal. So I'm going to dive into this part of the webinar now a bit more. And before we dive in to the actual portal and how this looks in the different environments, this use case, it looks in the different environments, I would like to emphasize here on the benefits of using the Shelly installer portal. Last year in 2025, we started building the Shelly installer portal, and since then we have almost 6,000 installers in this system that are actively using the portal, and we have almost 5,000 customers that are managed through the portal, which is absolutely amazing, I would say, for the short time that since we have this platform available. So the main benefit here, I would say, and one of the major benefits, is to get discovered. I will show you the Shelly map in shelly.com in a bit. Discovered by different customers. Manage multiple customers. We don't have limitation here. Currently, we do have accounts with 100 plus customers that are managing. Get certified and verified from the portal. You can basically access our certification program, where you can go through an e-learning course and then take the assessment and receive your certificate. Then we do have your Manage Your Team. Since a couple of months, we introduced this tool that is called Manage Your Team, or in the portal, it's called Electricians. Reach top tier status is something that we will work on this very actively this year. We already have selected top installers that are receiving and will continue receiving free Shelly devices for their contribution in the installer portal. And something that we are actually launching this Friday is the cashback program, where we will allow installers to get 10% of their installed Shelly devices. This is something that I will quickly show you in the portal, but overall, these are the huge benefits that we currently have, besides the fact that you can manage all your customers through this remote management system. Okay, let's go forward and let me show you. So this is actually, let me go to the account that I have here. This is the account with all the installed devices that I have here in my demo. So imagine this is the customer's account, and customer in one point would need to hand out this to installer. So the installer can manage all these devices, automations, and settings for them. What is the step that the customer needs to take is go to settings, grant installer access, and enter code. How the customer gets and how the installer can access this code is very easy. I'm going to show you right away. The installer would need to go to, if there is no active account, the installer can actually access the installer portal through Shelly.com. By clicking on partners, clicking on verified installers, you will access exactly this page. And here you can, by clicking installer portal, you will be redirected to a login page of this portal. Every single registration and every single installer who is registered to the portal will have a unique installer code that they can use to access the customer's accounts. By copying simply the code that you can see here on my screen, and granting and providing this code to the customer would need to enter the code through their application, click on grant access, and choose the amount of time that you want to grant access to the installer. You can grant access for 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, or even a year. It depends from the needs. This can be revoked at any time, of course. I'm going to select 3 days for the purpose. And as you can see in the settings, it's visible how long the access. So as you can see, it's counting is going on in the settings of the customer. Okay, so let's just go to the portal now and access this customer's account through the portal. So by clicking on customer, now you would just need to, as you can see, these are my customers that I'm managing through my portal. And the brand new one is the demo hotel customer. So from here, you can select the different interface. You can switch between interfaces. You can delete a customer. You can assign customer to someone from your team. This is something really interesting. Or simply just access their account. And from there, start managing, start editing, and start helping them with any needs that they have. The only restriction that the installer actually have with this portion is the settings. The installer cannot access the customer's personal settings. This is something really important and essential to mention maybe here. But other than that, everything else is open for the installer. So you can basically go and edit, adjust, and improve the installation that you have there for the customer. Okay. So let me show you all the devices. So by clicking any button from distance, you can activate devices, you can delete devices. I mean, if you need to delete, this is very specific. So yeah, you can do the entire management. What else we have here? I just would like to add also that the electrician portion is very interesting. So you can invite your team members through the through the portal, invite electrician. By clicking on this, you would need to enter simply the email, simply the name, and then this electrician will receive an invitation on their email, and they would need to just simply go and go through a very, very short registration process, and they will be right away visible in your account. But something to add, that those electricians, they won't really get access to the certifications and to the verifications. They can go through the certification course that we have available in the portal, but they won't be really available in the Shelly.com map that is here in Shelly.com, exactly as I mentioned. So it's very specific. If an electrician wants to be visible on the map, they would need to go and create a full account to become a main installer to get visible on the map. Easy as that. And all the all the installers that are eligible for cashback, they will have the cashback option right under electricians. And who is eligible for cashback, to add here, is something really important. Every installer who has a certification and in the same time a verified account will automatically have access to the cashback program, from where they would need to submit their invoices, project pictures, products, and then they would just wait for approval from our internal teams, and then they would receive the cashback. But of course, there is a lot of information how you can get back your money. So we are releasing this project on Friday. The cashback will be available. So yeah, looking forward to see how many installers we will have active here and how installers will engage with the cashback program. And this is the very first huge reward program that we decided to launch for installers to boost and support them. And what else? So yes, just to add maybe for the audience here that the verification and certifications are two different things. The certification is the course that you go through, the e-learning course that will allow you to learn about the Shelly basics and so on. And the verification actually will allow you to have a specific badge. Basically, with certification, you have a badge, an extra badge that gives you credibility. With certification, you receive a different type of badge that gives you another extra credibility. And for the different certification and verification, you would need to go through different processes. If you would like to learn more about them, you can go to the installer portal and read the document here, or the information about the verification, and for the certifications is the same. We have the information here available. You can read out loud, you can read as well in Shelly.com for the certification. And more or less this is it. And something that we started, as I mentioned, we do select top installers. These are the installers that are managing multiple customers' accounts. They are featured in Shelly.com. Quarter base, we will post new installers in our Shelly.com, and we will select installers. Okay, perfect. I think this is it. Let me see if I have missed anything. I showed you the map. Yeah, the map is very easy to use. And let me show you the badges. The verified installer and gold installer badges are visible. And for example, once you click, let's say we have in Kenya, once you click, the badges will be available on the card as well, right under the company webpage. So this is it. This is for the Shelly ecosystem, and if you are managing only Shelly devices, to use this tool for your customers is absolutely amazing, and it makes your work very easy, I would say. Okay, I'm going to hand over now to Abe to show you the professional management tool that Homey has there.
Yes, so just like Shelly, we also offer a certified installer program. So also with us, you can follow a training to get to know how to use Homey. And after becoming a certified installer, we also have a portal you can use to get an overview of the homes you have installed and also manage all those different smart homes. So if you go to the next slide, yes, we'll have a small video that will show how the process works. Let's see, can we start the video? Yes. So you can access the portal after you've got your certification by going to installer.homey.app. Then it will ask you to, of course, log in with your installer account. And then you will get a list of all the homies that are attached to your account. You can view those both in a list. You can also show them on a map. As you can see for this installer, we just have the first Homey installed here. You can see if the Homey is online or offline, and you can also check the software version it is running. All the way at the top, you can see your own installer account. You can also adjust your contact information if needed here. So that's your phone number, email address, and also the website. And if you want to get access to a Homey's user, you can simply press the request access button next to the Homey. And then the user will get a notification on their phone, letting them know that the installer wants to get access. After you have access, you can simply press the link to open the web app, and you immediately get access to the user's Homey. So what you can do here is, for example, as shown in the video, is get to start making flows. That's what we call the installation or the automations we have on our platform. And it's just as simple as dragging in the cards for the different devices and creating a flow to turn on lights, or maybe when someone rings the doorbell, the Sonos will play some sound. And what you can also do through the mobile app for the end user is create custom dashboards. So if the user has any specific requests on devices or cards that they want to see in their Homey app, that can also be done there. Then for the from the user's point of view in the mobile app, they can always request access or revoke access. So yeah, how it works: first, you become a Homey certified installer. It's a pretty simple certification process. It's a small training you need to follow to get to know Homey and how the platform works. And then afterwards, you'll be granted the status of installer. This will also mean that if a user looks at the different users in their Homey, you will be listed as a dedicated installer together with your contact details. And through our online portal, you can see a map of all the Homeys you've installed. And in the list, you can also see, hey, all these Homeys are online, or there's an issue with one of the Homeys. And you can, from there, automatically request access to the user's Homey to see what's wrong and to troubleshoot. So if we go to the next slide. Yes. So this is what it looks like from the user's point of view. So within the app, they will have a family and guests section within their settings. So as you can see, this user has 4 users added to their Homey. And all the way at the bottom, you'll also see the installer account. So when people press on the installer accounts, they will immediately see a link to the website, the phone number, and the email address. And from here, they can also grant you access. So you as a professional will be able to request it. And then the user will either get a pop-up notification or the user can initiate this from their side by simply going to the family and guest section, selecting the installer, and then granting access. It's good to know that access is granted for 24 hours. So this timer will start running as soon as the access is granted. And after 24 hours, the installer will be revoked again. And then they will need to, again, grant access if something needs to be troubleshooted or installed. So let's get to the next slide and show you what you as a professional can offer to your customers. I think the biggest thing people use the Homey platform for is automations, since what it allows you to do is use those 1,000 different brands that we work with and over those 50,000 different devices and combine them within automations. So for example, you can create a flow. So that's what we call the automations, to automatically turn on all the lights or turn off all the lights in the evening. And that way, if the end consumer has, for example, some Shelly built-in dimmers, but also has some Philips Hue bulbs or some Govee lights in their home, you can combine all these different products into a single automation and have them all work together. The automation that we show here on the screen is a bit more complex one, since yes, we work with all the more basic smart home devices, but we can also work with, for example, car chargers, your solar panels, a home battery. So you can also set up some automations to manage the energy in the user's home, which of course, with the energy prices nowadays and lots more people getting into renewable energy in their home, can also be really interesting for the end consumer. So then let's go to the next one. What's also really interesting about Homey is that on the platform, Homey gathers all the insights from all the available data points of a user's device. So this could be temperature, could be humidity, could be CO levels, could be the power usage of a device. And what you can do is you can analyze this data to see, hey, what's going right in the user's home, what's going wrong in the user's home. You can maybe see, hey, the fridge, which maybe has a Shelly smart plug connected, is using quite a bit of power. It might be a good choice for the customer to switch to a newer model. Or you can see that the temperature is always very high or very low in the user's home. So these are all insights that you, within the Homey web app, can follow for your consumer, and then spot trends and play in those trends for the end consumer. Let's get into the next one. I think the most interesting part for the end consumer, what you can do as a professional, is that we offer custom dashboards for the end user. Since, of course, within the Homey app, a user will get a total overview of all the devices they have in their home. But of course, the user only wants the devices on their screen which are relevant to them. Maybe they want a separate dashboard for their kids and one for the living room, or they want a dashboard for their man cave or for the kitchen, whatever you name it. So you can create multiple dashboards. And on these dashboards, you can add custom widgets, just like you would on your phone, for example. So you can add a widget for the power usage in the home. You can add a widget which shows all the built-in modules within the living room, for example, to control the lights, or add a widget to control the music within the living room. The sky is pretty much the limit. And as I told before, within the Homey App Store, you can install apps like the Shelly app, the Philips Hue app, the Spotify app. And these apps can then also add widgets to the Homey. So for example, the Spotify app will come with a separate widget where you can toggle the music within the user's Spotify account, for example. Also a fun service you can offer your customers. Let's go to the next one. Then dashboards. So as a show, we have the dashboards which the user can view on his iPad or phone or wherever else. But of course, Shelly also makes very beautiful wall displays, which you might well know. And I'm happy to share that we are working together with Shelly to also make sure the Homey dashboards can be used on these wall displays. So this is something that's currently not launched yet, but it's something that we are working on. And we're working together with the Shelly team to optimize our app to run well on the displays. So if we go to the next slide, there's a short video to show how this works.
95% of my smart home is based on Shelly. I use Shelly to control lighting, to control heating, to control my awnings, my blinds, and a lot of other stuff. But there are still 5% equipment that I cannot use together with Shelly, at least not unless I start doing a lot of scripting and really geeking out. But there's a better way, in my opinion. Homey is a great platform for combining all of your smart home devices. According to Homey, you can combine more than 50,000 devices in their platform. And I've been a Homey user for many years now. For more than 5 years, I've been using Homey to combine all of my smart home products. And I believe that Homey is a great platform. It's very easy and intuitive to use. It is also very strong when it comes to automations and local automations, more important, meaning that everything you do in Homey, if the integration of the devices you're using are supporting local connectivity, then your automations and controls will be handled locally meaning if the internet connection goes down and you don't have any cloud connection, your automations can still execute. And I really like that. So you can make some powerful local automations with the Homey. So in this video, I will show a little bit about how I'm using Homey in combination with Shelly and other brands as well. Another great thing I want to mention is that in Shelly, we have different technologies. We have the Wi-Fi series, we have Pro devices that connects on RJ45 LAN connection, we have Bluetooth devices, and we have a range of Z-Wave devices. And with Homey, you have this multi-protocol gateway, meaning that you can actually combine all of these Shelly devices in the same platform. So you can use Shelly Wi-Fi devices, Shelly Bluetooth devices. You can also use Shelly Z-Wave devices in the same platform. So let's go ahead and have a look at my son's room, because this is one place where we have combined a few different devices from different manufacturers. I'm now standing in my son's room, the green room as we call it. So my son is 10 years old and he really likes gaming and stuff like that. So we made some scenes inside this room to control not just Shelly devices, but also to control some third-party devices, especially some gaming lighting from Govee, which is a third-party brand that is not natively supported by Shelly. So there are some buttons here, and to make it very intuitive and easy to use, we did design these buttons with some custom icons, meaning that you can visually see that on the upper buttons here, we have two different controls for controlling the ceiling lighting. On the lower buttons here, we have some icons showing that you can control some scenes. The first scene that we have is a gaming scene. When pressing the gaming scene button here, the Shelly lighting, the ceiling lighting will turn off. We'll also turn on some lighting control by Shelly behind the television to give some indirect ambient lighting. And at the same time, we will turn on some Govee lighting. And we are using Homey to do that because Homey have this thing called flows. It's kind of the same as with Shelly, where we have the Shelly scenes, but in Homey, we're just calling it flows. In general, it's just an automation. And with Homey, we can do very complex automations, but very simplified. So I made this Homey advanced flow. It was very easy to set up. So I just told it when this button was pushed, Shelly device will receive the signal. And Homey, of course, knows this. And then we are executing everything that I told it to execute. So turning off the ceiling lighting and turning on the Govee gaming lighting and stuff like that. So it's very simple to do. And then we have the last button here, the good night scene. And when we press the good night scene, the ceiling lighting will turn off, the main lighting will turn off. At the same time, the lighting behind the television, the ambient lighting, will turn on, and the blinds will also close. So this is a very brilliant way of combining devices from different manufacturers. We've done the same in the living room. In the living room, we have a TV scene button. So when we press the TV scene button, we are turning on the television. We use Homey to control that. We are switching to Netflix. We are closing the blinds. We are setting the lights with Shelly. So we can do all this with just a single button push. And this is how I decided to use Homey combined with Shelly. And I believe that this is a very strong way to combine all of your smart home devices in a single platform. I don't know if you noticed, but in the background, besides of me, I have this Shelly wall display XL touchscreen. I'm going to show you something very interesting, especially if you are a Homey user already. So on this screen here, I have a test version of the upcoming Homey app. So we will be integrating Homey directly into your Shelly wall display, meaning that you are able now to control all of your Homey devices, not just Shelly devices, but all kind of brands from the same app, from the same display. So I installed this Shelly wall display right here in our kitchen because I think it's a nice central place to be able to control all my smart home devices. And with the Homey integration in the wall display now, I can control everything, not just Shelly, but I can control everything. My televisions, my Sonos speakers, my mover, vacuum cleaner, my gaming lighting, and all these kind of things. So hope to see this app released on the market soon, and enjoy.
Now, Dennis, thank you very much for the great video and for everyone's effort. Honestly, Abe Cohen, I know, is watching from Homey. My team from integrations, Simeon, Orly, thank you very much for the entire setup and helping with everything to make sure that we have this nice webinar here for everyone. And I would just say, maybe let's dive into the questions and answers. I've seen that Homey is actively answering some of the questions in the chat. Thank you, Heinz, as always, for answering the Shelly questions in the chat. But we have picked a couple of open and unanswered questions here, and I'm going to take over them. We do receive a lot of questions when the silver and gold will be available for UK or for Germany. I just would like to let you know, everyone, that currently the silver and gold certifications are not active for any region. Last year in 2025, we decided to make this certification program and turn it into global program, because previously Dennis Dalgaard that you saw in the video, our DACH team, they were having live webinars dedicated to their regions. That's why on the map you might see some installers with silver and gold, but currently the bronze course that we have in the portal, in the installer portal, is a global course, and we are working on launching the silver as well. Currently, silver is under construction, and we are looking forward to see at the end of Q1 or at the beginning of Q2 the silver course. Other than that, how do we achieve those certification and verification? You would need to register to the installer portal, and from there on you can read for yourself in the verification portion what you would need to do in order to become verified. And for the certification, you would need to go through the course and take your assessment and then receive an automatic certification. I saw also in the chat, someone is asking, do we need to be certified in order to be installers? Not at all. But I would just say that becoming a certified gives you an extra credibility for your customers, meaning that you take the extra step and extra time to learn and understand about these products, and you're a trusted installer. Of course, you can go and work without any certification and you still, I believe, will be good. But the certification is just something extra on top of your professional knowledge, of course. Okay, what else? Where can we find lists with distributors? Let me share very quickly where you can find the distributors or partners, I would say. When you go to Shelly.com, you would need to go to Shelly.com, partners, click on official resellers, and you can see all the Shelly official resellers. We have a similar map like with the installers map. And here you can search for a specific region and find the reseller that is dedicated for your country. Hopefully this helps. What else we have here as a question? Okay, I assume that with release of Homey and Shelly display would mean that the Shelly display might need a hardware upgrade, specifically the smaller display. Will a more powerful display be coming together with Homey support? I can just say that currently we are working on a new display, but I cannot disclose anything else. So this is a bit more technical information as well. I need to check this extra as well, something to add here. I know that we are working on both displays, but I cannot really disclose anything else. Okay, what else? Will Shelly sell devices to installers at the preferred price on a dedicated shop? This is a very good question. I'll just give a small sneak peek that we are working on this direction, definitely. I can't share anything else at this moment because this is a work dedicated to our e-commerce team that is building something new dedicated to professionals. This is what I can say.
I also
Okay.
see a question coming in about Homey being available in the Portuguese language. Is also a good question. We just launched a new app version which adds Arabic. So that's a new language that we just added. Portuguese is also on our agenda. So that most likely will also be added in the future.
Perfect. Yeah, I saw the question. Thank you very much for answering it. Anything else? I don't have any other questions picked here. If you have any questions, feel free to add now to the chat. Or if not, more or less this is it. I think we did a great, especially Abby, you did a great with showcasing the features of your portal for professionals. I was very impressed from the dashboards. This is really handy, really handy. How can we be certified Homey in France? So this is for Abe.
Yes. Sorry, question. I just posted the link in the chat, so you can use that link, and it will take you to. I think the link should be in the chat now to sign up as a certified installer. The link is the same for all languages, so you can use that as well. I also saw a question about Anker Solix batteries. Happy to share that Anker Solix is currently working on an integration for their battery systems. So that would also be supported in the future. So Anker is working on that one. I also see two-way sync. If you connect Shelly devices to the Homey app, those devices will be synced between the two apps. So if you turn on a Shelly device in the Homey app, it will also reflect that state within the Shelly app and vice versa. So that should already be synced.
Okay, perfect. I'm just sharing a link in the chat for the installer portal that from where you can log in, because I've seen someone saying that there is 404 not found error. But this link that I shared, it should work. Just register to the portal, and from there on you will get access. And currently we do have the certification available in German, French, Spanish, and English, of course. Okay, so anything else?
I also see a question if you can use both apps on one device. You can indeed just install.
You can.
Both on either iOS or Android, install both mobile devices, and of course within the browser you can also use both. Yes.
Okay.
I also see a question about Homey being self-hosted. This is also a possibility. I'm not entirely sure if it also works with the installer portal, but yes, you can self-host Homey as well, so that also works. But we don't offer any official support, of course, on the hardware. But yes, you can self-host Homey on your own server, for example, as well.
Perfect. Where can I buy basic and advanced scripting course? Currently the basic course, the scripting courses for Shelly are on Shelly Academy. Oh, I'm just receiving a sign here from the team that in 1 week we will release the basic course. And if you're an installer, please text to installer.portal@shelly.com so we can give you free access to the course. I just send the email here in the chat. I'm going to send it again, just a second. Installer. Okay, I think let's answer last questions here, Abe, and close the meeting, I would say.
Yes, I see too. So in terms of self-hosted, yes, you can run it on a Raspberry Pi. You can run it on Proxmox, Unraid. You can run it on any basically Windows, Mac. You can run it on anything that runs Linux. So I can quickly share the URL in the chat where you can find all the information about self-hosted server. So that's
perfect. Okay. let's just close the meeting. Thank you very much for answering all the questions. I just recognize that we start receiving a lot of questions for the different teams, and some of our teammates are answering in the chat. The others are sending through chat. So thank you very much, everyone, for being super active. We had more than 200 participants in this webinar, which is a great number, I would say. Thank you. Thank you. See you on the next one. We will soon announce our next webinars for February and March. Follow Shelly Group in LinkedIn. We will post there. Soon also we are launching the Shelly Academy landing page, where we will have an official calendar with all our trainings and webinars from where you can go directly and register. Thank you very much, Abe, for being here with us in the streaming room.
Thank you as well.
Thank you for the great presentation, and looking forward to the next one.